Hello friends, Wanderlust RPG here, OBSBOT Ambassador. Most people add their webcam to their OBS just as a source. Today I want to show you why I think you should build it out as a system instead. Today we're going from one camera to nested scenes to independent camera clones, advanced keying, NVIDIA AR, and because apparently we've abandoned restraint entirely, we're going to see if the Tiny 3 can give my Dungeon Master PNGTuber a little extra life. Let's get into it. All right, to get started, we are going to add a new scene. Go to your scene selection and right click, you can do add scene and name it whatever you want. Now it's really important that we're putting the camera on its own scene because we're going to insert that one into other scenes, creating a nested scene. If we ever need to change something, we can always go to the original, then we only have to go to one place. Now that we've done that, we want to add a new source to that scene. Go to sources, add source, go down to the video capture device and add a new video capture device. Then into the device drop down, find your camera. Now the default settings here should be okay. Go ahead and scroll through them just to make sure. And if you scroll down to the bottom, then click OK. Now we're just going to rename this something like Tiny 3. Now that we've done that, two ways that we can remove the green screen on this video, if you're using a green screen. The first one we're going to look at is called NVIDIA background removal. Now, in order to use this plugin, you do need an NVIDIA graphics card. But if you have one, this becomes a great way to do it. You can see we've done it. It's pretty automatic. But if you look at my glasses here, you can still see the green screen through the other side. It's a little annoying, but it's not too bad. Otherwise, it does a great job. And if you don't have a green screen, you want to remove your background, it will do that for you. It's a great tool to get that done. The next method is my favorite for removing a green screen. I go back to filters and add a filter and select Halsu HybridKeyer. Now the download link for both of these is in the description of the video. This HybridKeyer allows you to pick more than one color. So for the main one, I tend to pick a light color. You can see here something like around where my head is. I'm going to pick a lighter color for the main key, hit OK. And then if I scroll down, you see it has a shadow color. And if I go ahead and select that and then go to pick the screen color, and I'm going to pick one of these darker greens that are in the corner here. And by doing that, it's going to key out both of those shades. It does a really great job of making it look pretty natural. Now, you may have to go into some of the settings and dial in the perfect settings for your lighting, your camera setup. But as you can see here, it looks pretty good. Here it is with it off again, back on. That's a great job of just removing me from what's going on in the background. Here's the NVIDIA one again. You can see it also does a fantastic job. It's just a little bit different. Now that we've sorted that out, let me show you something about OBSBOT Center that may be able to help you. Let's say you're not exactly centered in view, or there's something in the way and you kind of want to move your camera around. One of the great things about the Tiny 3 is that it's on its own gimbal. So if you go into OBSBOT Center, make sure you select your camera and go down here to the view and gimbal. You can actually move this around in real time. Right, that way you can get the perfect shot or line up things. Or like here you can see, I'm just moving it all around. See my giant green screen that's behind me. But like right here, like I hate when my microphone shows. I'm just not, I just don't like the way that looks. So I'm just gonna move it up slightly, real slow until it's out of view, and then it's gonna be perfect and be very happy with it. All right, now that we've done that, speaking of OBSBOT Center, let me show you some of the features that are in OBSBOT that come with the software and the camera. Ways that you can remove your background and make things look better. Now let's explore some of the options that we see in OBSBOT Center software that comes with your camera. Here you can enable a preview, but be careful if OBS is open, you won't see a preview here. You'll have to close OBS. We go in here to this middle part, we can scroll all the way down, look at our features, but we want to find that beauty tab that's right in the middle. At the bottom of that, we'll see background replacement. Now it does a pretty good job. It's using NVIDIA to do this, but you can see, still see the green screen, and my hand disappears. It thinks it's part of the background. Not bad, but if you go down to the very bottom, you can even see a green screen enhancement. It does a really great job of keying out a green screen. There's only one problem with this OBS software, is that if you export this to your OBS, you gotta export with that gradient background. If you make your way over to the output here, you can see our output. We want to make sure we got the right thing. Start a virtual camera, right? And then when we go into OBS, you'll see how we can pull this up. Go over to OBS, and we want to start a new add source. Go down to our video capture device. Let's do a new one, and let's grab the OBSBOT virtual camera. You can see, just like I said, it imported with that gradient background, but it looks fantastic. That's not the only option that you have. You actually do have an option to replace the background inside of OBSBOT Center. So if you come back to that beauty section towards the bottom, you can see we have some way to fine tune the green screen remover. It's really good as it is on default settings though. I suggest if you like the way it looks, keep it there. But you can also see if you had a blue screen, you can remove that. And you also have some options here for different backgrounds besides the gradient. You can even add your own images if you want. So that is something that you could totally do. There are a few options built into the software, but you can also just add your own image below there. Now we're at this point and we fully integrated our Tiny 3 into our OBS. Let's do something with it. Let's have some fun. I do have to warn you though, for the next part, you will need an NVIDIA graphics card. I'm going to be using NVIDIA AR, which is a special program that you can integrate into OBS that tracks your face and allows you to take certain sources and attach them to your, like the movement of your body. Sadly, that means if you don't have an NVIDIA graphics card, well, this won't work for you. But if you have an RTX 30 series or 40 series or 50 series, this is something that you could accomplish with what you have. In order to move forward, we're going to have to download some more plugins for OBS. Take a look here. What we have, we want to definitely grab the Move plugin here, and you can click download right from the link in the description. You can download it the same way that we did before and install it that way. Always make sure that you're following the instructions that you get with the download. But we want to scroll down to the bottom of this, and we also want to grab the NVIDIA AR Move filter. Okay, so we want to go here and we want to grab this as well. On this page, if you scroll down for your NVIDIA graphics card, you will see the download that you want to get. I really suggest to go ahead and download the audio effects along with the AR effects and the video effects if you haven't already, to install all of those so that you have it for anything you may need in the future. All you got to do is find which graphics card series you're using. It even works for the 20 series as well. When downloading this program, make sure that you're following the prompts very carefully and make sure that it installs. If any problems with the install, go back and read the documentation and make sure you're putting it in the right place. After you download all this, make sure that you restart your computer to get everything fresh. Now that we have that accomplished, we need a PNGTuber. On our Twitch channel, Wonderless RPG, we do a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. And I wanted a PNGTuber that would be sort of representative of that. So I needed some kind of dungeon master. Now, also being a in real life musician, I love KK Slider from Animal Crossing. So I thought, wouldn't it be really, really cool if we had some dungeon master version of KK? Well, meet KK Dungeon Master. There we go. This is KKDM. Now, I'm not going to show you how I made this. If you want to see that video, let me know in the description and we'll do a separate video of how we made this. But you can see that his mouth moves when I talk, right? So it's listening to my mic, and when it hears my voice, it moves its mouth in sort of like an animated way. But that's the only way that he's animated. Otherwise, he just sits in the corner. He doesn't really do anything, but I thought, how cool would it be if we could get him to move when we move? Put a little bit of motion in him. I think that would be really cool for a lot of other PNGTubers out there. So this is what we need to do to accomplish that. We're going to use that AR move filter that we just installed in our nested scene inside of this scene. All we have to do, go up to our source here, our Tiny 3, and we're going to right click it and we're going to go down to filters. Now you can see I've already added it, but in order to add it yourself, all you got to do is right click, you go to add, and you want to find NVIDIA AR move. Now, if you don't see NVIDIA AR move in here, something happened in your install. Maybe restart your computer. Make sure that you restart OBS, and if that doesn't happen, go back to the download page and make sure you follow those instructions carefully. All right. When we add that, we get a bunch of choices. We get what are called actions here, and then it's a really long list. Okay. You can have up to 20 actions, but I think we're only going to end up using 2. And I have 2 actions set here. We'll go through it really quick. I wrote the description here. The first one's going to be the body move. Okay. So we thought that that would be interesting, that to set the body move. We've set what we wanted to do. Now, if you look at the drop down here, we have a couple of different options. We have move source, which will move a source around. We have move value, which will move a value of another filter. Okay. But just the value of it, right? We also have filter enable, source visibility, like turning filters on and off, or turning sources on and off, or attaching source. I don't know what attach source does. I think that's new. But we're going to use move source. All right. And then we need the scene that we're using it on. Well, we're using it on this scene right here. The source that we're going to be attaching, or the source that we're going to be moving around, that's what we want here. That's our source clone. We actually renamed it though, KKDM. All right. Now, if you go here to property, there's a bunch of different properties, depending on what that source is able to do. You have a moving left and right, and you can even set that independently with all of our different actions that we're doing. But we're going to end up doing position, because that'll just determine his position relative to my camera position. All right. Then the feature that we're going to be used to accomplish that. Imagine bounding box is if there were a box that were around my head. That's the bounding box, right? So we're going to attach his movement to the bounding box around my head. You can also do landmark. Landmark, if you remember the download page that we got the move filter from, has this right here. These are the landmark, the face landmarks. You could attach them to a very specific part of your face, right? This is another way to do like sort of a puppetry where you could actually attach things to your mouth, your eyebrows, your eyes. Then below that we have pose. Pose is your relationship in like a 3D space. We're not going to use that right now. Expression would be literally like the expressions that you can use with your face, and like the movement of your eyes and your mouth, and like closing one eye and things like that. There's a bunch of expressions listed in the documentation for NVIDIA AR, right? Gaze literally tracks your eye movement. It's a little creepy, but there it is. And then body is like your full body. If you were if you wanted to have your PNGTuber track to your position on the screen, you could do that as well. All right, we're going to use bounding box though, just so that it tracks the movement of my head. The second one we do, that's going to track him as just the full source around. But I thought, man, we need another action, and we've called that body tilt. We've set this up very similarly. We're going to move source. We're going to make this full camera clean, the same scene that we have here. Oh, let's change this to KKDM. All right. And now we want him to rotate. So this is going to control from the center of the image. So by default, this is going to rotate on whatever the default setting is for your image and where it's sort of like tracking that movement point. To find out what that is, you want to go to your source. You're going to hit Control E, or you can right click it and go into transform and then go to edit transform. Okay. And you want to make sure that the alignment over here is clicked in the center, right? We could also do it, like have the rotation happen from the bottom, right? But I think we're going to try center first and see what that looks like. So this means it will rotate around the center. We're going to use that bounding box too, so that as I move, it's going to rotate. And we're going to make that to be the horizontal center of the bounding. There's some settings down here below of a factor. That means like how much it's going to move. If I didn't change this down to 10, basically when I moved, he would be doing like spinning in a circle. We don't want that to happen. So we've moved that factor down to just a very, very little. And then to get him sort of positioned upright, we had to move the difference below that as well, right? I've also put some easing on him so that he'll move a little bit more naturally. When we do this, it should snap him right to us. And now you can see our PNGTuber is using NVIDIA AR to track our movement. So we have our sound operating his mouth, and we have his movement being tracked by our camera, which is really cool. Now you're like Wonderlust, but like you're totally still there. We can see you. Well, friends, that's an easy fix. That's when we go over here to the left-hand side, and we're going to take our camera and we're going to put it behind our background. So it's still on the scene, but it's hidden and you don't see it. I had an idea. What happens if we take this and we add to it the OBSBOT AI tracking? Basically, the way the AI tracking works in OBSBOT is it will follow your face. And as you move, it's going to follow you. And I don't know exactly what that's going to do. But let's enable it together and find out. So in your OBSBOT center that you have, this is how you get all of the cool stuff for your camera. You're going to come down to AI tracking. Right there, it's under console. And under console, it's right there at the top, says AI tracking. And we want to do single mode. That way it's just going to track us in close up for auto zoom, right? And we enable that. And it moves my camera so that he goes up a little bit, which isn't bad. That's pretty good. But it keeps him real center to where my camera is. Wait a second. So does that mean if I move all the way over here? That's kind of cool. So it gets a really neat sort of like recentering effect. This is great because sometimes when I'm talking, I sort of lean on the arm of my chair. And if I do that with KKDM here, he's just gonna kind of reset to be center and straight up. I like that. Ooh, this is very interesting. Listen, if you have a PNGTuber and you want to put a little bit more life into its movement on screen, I think that this is a really cool way to do that. Not only do we have a little bit of movement so that we can puppet him around, but there's a fail-safe when we're using the OBSBOT AI tracking. He's always going to go back to being centered. Wow. That's pretty great. I love that. Friends, what I really like about this setup is it isn't any single plugin, it's the architecture of the thing. The Tiny 3 exists once as my master camera, but from there I can turn it into whatever the production needs. Clean camera, a keyed camera, tracked camera, an isolated recording, and apparently motion tracking for a PNGTuber. And just this week, OBSBOT is building avatar motion capture directly into center. So we're starting to blur the line between a webcam and a PTZ camera and an actual motion capture device. The camera itself is tracking me physically, OBS can track me digitally, and everything downstream can react to that information. Much more interesting than a webcam sitting in the corner. If you want to get your own OBSBOT camera, visit the link below, check them out. Use code WonderlustRPG at checkout to save a little bit of money, and I'll see you next time.